All right, so what's going on, my Facebook family, viewers, and friends? I am coming at you with an urgent recipe. Okay, I wanted to wait till I can make this professional, put some little, pop ups. I couldn't wait. I started eating these things and I just couldn't wait. So let's get down to it. You're gonna need some basic ingredients. You probably already have these in your refrigerator. If not, please, please, please go get them. We're gonna start off with the spices. I have some cracked black pepper. Okay, I got this from I think the organics place, but it has a mixture of stuff in it. You're gonna need your favorite hot spice. I'm using cayenne and paprika. You can use chili powder if you want. I'm using some regular sea salt. I prefer to use that. You're gonna need one tablespoon measure. You're gonna need a lime. You're gonna need some butternut squash. You're gonna need half of onion, medium size. You're gonna need a clove of garlic. And you're gonna need some spinach. That is it. Let's go ahead, break this down, assemble this, and let me show you why this must be added to your regimen. Regardless if you are a vegan, vegetarian, or non-vegan vegetarian, this should be a part of your daily regimen. Here we go. Let's do it. All right. So we're gonna start off. Give me 1 second. All right. So first thing, we're gonna start off with half an onion. All right. This recipe called for a half an onion. I mean, if you wanted more, once you try this recipe and you wanted to up the content or reduce, take away, feel free. But just try it with everything I'm doing here first, and then you can change it to your preference, your liking. So I just went ahead and cut, both of the sides off. And the onion, I'm gonna just kind of just put some slits in it like this. And then careful, I'm gonna just put a nice little line up in there. And make these kind of small. When you get close to there, I'm just gonna drop it and then dice it. Okay, so that's our onion. Let's move on to this. I'm gonna put an onion. Make sure you have a bowl, of course. You're gonna need a nice size bowl. All right, we got that. Cool. All right, next thing we're gonna need is this good old butternut squash. Now, the butternut squash is gonna come in a form like this. All right. So when you get one butternut squash, it's gonna make 3 servings. So your first half up gonna be your first serving, that middle, and then this bottom half, that's gonna be the third. So you can get 3 servings out of this. All right. So what I'm gonna do, cut that bottom off. And what we're gonna notice in the bottom half is we're gonna see, of course, the seeds, or what have we. But that's not to worry. What I'm gonna do here, give me a second. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead with me a big size spoon and just take that filling and just bring it all out. I can imagine you could do something with this if you want, but I'm just gonna discard it right now until I find out what I can do with it. It smells delicious. It got a real sweet like I don't know. For y'all that don't know about butternut squash and been sleeping on butternut squash, I'm telling you, please, please, please don't sleep on butternut squash. All right. So it's just as simple as I like to take mine and sit it like that, and then just peel. If you have one of those potato peelers, you can use that. But what I'm doing, I'm just going in the chop motion and around. I'm following the pattern. It's kind of tough, so hold it firm and just go with the flow. Try to leave as much of the butternut squash intact. And what we're gonna do with this butternut squash is we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna chop it up into a size that's suitable for my food processor. So I'm gonna cut it down the middle, and I think it can get in there like that. All right, so let me go ahead and do that. All right, so if you don't have a food processor, you can always just shred it into little shreds. But if you do have a food processor, you have one with shred, and then you have one with we have a shred side, and then we have a chop side or something like that. But what we want, we don't want this side. We want them in little shoestrings. So we're going to turn it this way, and it's going to do the shred. You can do one of those hand shredders. That'll be just as good. All right. What it's going to do is going to soften the butternut squash up and make it easy to be cooked. So I'm going to just put it in there like that. Turn it on to the shred slice. At this point, it may be a little loud, so just go ahead and adjust your sound, please. All right, here we go. Second one. All right, so that is the only time we're gonna use that in this recipe. So what we have is our finished butternut squash. The smell coming from it is absolutely insane. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take it, and it's just nice and soft. Okay, very good for you. So we're gonna take all that, dump it in here. Now all these ingredients that I've been trying out is definitely on Dr. Sebi's recommended food list, with the exception of the garlic. However, I've always said he say recommended, so I mean it's not gonna do any harm from my point of view. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead, smash 1 clove of garlic, and I'm just gonna mix that up. In the meantime, I do have my oil heating up back there because I've already made some. So I want to go ahead and show y'all how quick they cook, how they look before, how quick they cook, and how they look on the inside, and how juicy they are, so that y'all can get an idea that this recipe right here ain't nothing to play with. All right, so then go ahead. I'm gonna dump 1 clove of garlic. Okay, we almost done. Very simple recipe. What we need next is we need a handful of good old spinach. Okay, you can get organic, you can get pre-washed, you can grow your own, whatever you want. Just reach in the bag and just take 1 handful of spinach. That's all we need. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just come over to the sink in the back, and I'm just gonna pre-wash These are already pre-washed, but I'm gonna give them another wash because if you know, when you have like greens sitting for a while, you don't use it all at once, it do get like a little sticky, slimy residue on it. So I'm just gonna shake those really, really good. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is finally just go ahead and dice these up. All right, still with me? Cool. All right, so here we go. We're just gonna give these a chop, a rough chop. Okay, being careful not to cut them fingers off. Then I'm gonna turn it the opposite way, give it a nice another chop. We want these kind of thin so that when we mix the mixture and stuff together, we don't run into any big pieces sticking out or what have you. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time, and then I'm gonna throw these in the bowl, and then we're gonna move on to our next ingredient. Boom. It's gonna make about 6 balls. Okay, about 6 good nice balls. Now what we're gonna do is gonna put these mixtures over here. All right, we almost done. Stay with me. All right, here we go. We're gonna throw in, we have our sea salt. We're gonna throw in 1 tablespoon. Okay, 1 tablespoon of sea salt. And I'm doing terrible with the measurement, but I'm trying to get things done. Okay, boom. What I normally do with the black pepper, and I just spilled some on the floor, but what I normally do is take some, that's about half a tablespoon. That's about another one. That's almost a tablespoon right there. Okay, if not exact a tablespoon. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is, I'm not gonna, give me 1 second. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go ahead and put the hot mixture in. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, the ground cayenne pepper, I'm just gonna put about that much. Okay, that's about maybe a teaspoon. All right, paprika or paprika, whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna put about a half a teaspoon. That's a little hotter to me, or vice versa. But all right, so look, the last and final ingredient is the lime. You want a half a lime. Okay, we're gonna squeeze this in here. Well, this is not the final ingredient. I got one more ingredient. Well, I got 2 more ingredients. Okay, so you put these in here. Put this lime in here. This lime is the basically, you have to have a lime. If you don't have a lime, you can get some mango powder, anything with like a citrus. You can even try it with onion if you, I mean not onion, but lemon. You can even try with lemon, but I find the lime to be the best. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some Spelt flour. You can use any type of flour. I just use Spelt flour because it's one of the flours that's recommended by Dr. Sebi's food. So what I do here is I pour about maybe 1/4 of a cup, if that. Okay, then I'm gonna go to the refrigerator, and I have some pre-cooked rice. All right, now this is wild rice. Okay, wild rice. Now wild rice take longer to cook than regular rice. So what you want to do for this ingredient, you can use 1 cup. If you use 1 cup, you put it into like a good rice cooker, and you add 2 cups of water. Okay, and then you get this consistency rice right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take 1 handful, 2 handful. Start off with like 3 handfuls. Okay, what I'm gonna do after that, I'm just gonna remove my removing my heat, my oil, because it's overheating. So what I'm gonna do now, we have everything in here. I'm just gonna go ahead, take both of my hands, and I'm gonna just start to just mush this in. Okay. Now you need that flour. Don't forget that flour, because that flour is gonna help bind all this together and stop it from just coming apart when it hits the oil. So I'm gonna get us a good mush, like if you mushing up some ground beef or something. So we're gonna get all those seasonings mixed in. We're gonna get everything nice and mushy, not too mushy. We don't want to over mush this, okay? Because if we over mush it, it's just not gonna be airy and good. So we just want to get everything combined. And your hands is the best way to do this. Please don't try to do this with no spoon. It's not gonna work. You want to be mushing. So you want to be able to get a little dirty. Alright? And if you notice that it's not mushy enough, or if it's not holding, try to add like a little more rice, okay, or just a little more flour. But for me, this consistency right here is good enough. Alright, so at this point, what we would do is I'm gonna make one, and then I'm gonna fry the ones that's already froze. So I pick up a nice ball, okay? You see that? I pick up a handful, cuff your hand, put it in there, and then shape it. It should shake real easy. Okay. Boom. There we go. The round ball, that's what we want. Then you can put these, let me rinse my hand, give me a second. You can make a lot of these and freeze them, and then you can just use them as you need them. So I'm just gonna sit this to the side. And what I'm gonna do here is get the ones that I have already frozen. Okay, I'm gonna put my oil back on the heat just a little bit. Really careful. And so I have some here that's already been frozen. Okay, same thing, they just froze. I think they cook a little better when they froze. It leaves the inside more mushier. So what I'm gonna do is gonna come over to the sink. Just gonna pick up everything. I got me some oil here. I preheated it. I don't know the degrees. All I know is it's smoking. So I'm gonna put one in. I normally do one. Do I do one of these at a time? Yeah, I do one of these at a time. Depending on if you got a deep freezer, you know. So put one of those in and let that joker cook. It doesn't take long at all. One second. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just turn it, and you see that nice golden brown. It's about roughly, maybe about a minute each side. When they're froze, they kind of, like I said, cook better if you just put them right in there. Now, if you put them right in there, depending on the heat, the temperature, you may have to pull them out right away. So you want them golden brown to almost dark. All right, so that's a good consistency right there. All right, I'm gonna kind of let it cool a little bit. All right, you want to put it on something to let them drain. Okay, I'm gonna let this cool, and then I'm gonna go ahead and crack it open and show you how that butternut squash just melted ever so lightly to give you this nice gooey like cheese texture that's very, very sweet, but yet it has that spice and that lime, and it's just oh so good. 1 second. Okay, 1 second. All right, so what we have is the finished product. I'm just gonna put some peanut sauce here, some not too much bad ingredients, you know, it's like 6. Peanut satay sauce is a taste of Thai. Very good to go with this, or you can add your own. So here we go. All right, we have it. Not too greasy. What I'm gonna do, okay. Mine is a little frozen on the inside. So I'm not gonna redo this whole video. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna cook the one that I already made. I'm gonna cook the one that I just made, and I'll be right back. I do apologize. All right, so this is basically the one that I made before. All right, so what I've noticed, or what I've learned, is that these are best when they're fully unthawed. So if you're gonna make a whole bunch of these, yes, you probably could freeze them and then unthaw them. But if you're gonna make some and you think you're gonna want to eat them, which I know you're gonna want to eat them right away, just put them in the refrigerator, separated by some parchment paper if you overlap them. So here we go, nice golden brown. We're gonna bust it open, and the nice gooey filling. This is just absolutely perfect. But I have noticed that it's a little stringier than I like it. So what you would do is just cook them longer. So cook them longer on each side, and you would get these to melt, which is better. Either way, same taste. You get the lime, you get the spice, you get the sweet from the squash, you get the crunch. All around good party bites, whatever you want to use these for, daily snack. I highly recommend you try these, YouTube. If you do try this recipe, please, please, please come back to this video, give me a thumbs up, and comment on what you think about these. If you changed the recipe for the best, let me know what you did. All right, YouTube, I'm out.